All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Not a Rocket Lab weekly episode. My flight yesterday went about as smoothly as the one on Wednesday, so I had plenty of time to kind of go over my notes and kind of collect my thoughts over the past, 72 hours. And, I realized there's a lot of things that maybe didn't feel suitable to bring up on Thursday that I think the viewers would get value out of. And, kind of as I was brainstorming, like just kind of chatting with like Francisco, I mean, I think there's plenty of tidbits to kind of extract from our trip to LC3. So I wanted to come on today because if you guys are anything like me, when you have like a show that you listen to, like weekly or daily or whatever, and that person takes a break, you feel a little bit lost. So I kind of wanted to fill that void of what normally is Rocket Lab Weekly. So hello and welcome. Francisco should be on soon. He's actually at the airport right now. I think he's going through security, so he should be on pretty soon, I'd imagine. This is going to be a lot more laid back of an episode. Obviously, it's just myself. I think Vince is currently in the air. I think Dave is probably back home, and I think Matt's back home or should be home soon. But I wanted to come on and kind of bring Francisco on as well. He's long overdue to be on the show. Right? I guess I can't really call it the show because it's not technically an episode. Vince doesn't even know I'm doing this, by the way. So rather than asking for permission, I'll ask for forgiveness later. So sorry, Vince. Today's episode is going to be kind of like really point by point. It's not anything like groundbreaking, but it's stuff that I definitely found interesting, and I'm sure, especially a few of you are going to find interesting along the way. So keep in mind as well throughout the episode, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ping them my way, and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. I think we can get right into it, though. I'm going to swap over my screen. By the way, expect technical hiccups like you normally would on the show. I've never actually hosted before, so we'll see how this goes. We will start. And just real quick, you guys can hear me? Can I get a thumbs up in the chat? Sweet. All right, we're going to hop over, starting off with like I said, no particular order, but we'll start off talking about the electrons in Backlog. I'm not sure how well you guys can see the model here, but I'm bringing it in a little closer. I had a chance to speak with a gentleman, and I'm going to kind of keep it vague. Like some stuff was like talked about on camera, some was off camera, and nobody said anything that's going to get them in trouble, but just to we'll keep it high level for obvious reasons. One of the things that I got a chance to ask is about the electrons in Backlog. So for as long as I can remember, Rocket Lab's been pretty straightforward about there being X number of electrons in Backlog at any given time. But there hasn't been any mention of that recently, and I did get a chance to ask how many were there as of Q2 end, and somebody said pretty sure it was 37. So that kind of is on par with 38 and kind of on par with what we thought might have been in Backlog as of Q2 end. It's getting a little bit less clear the longer that things go off, the longer that things go on in terms of launches. And this same person, because I was kind of complaining, well, not more joking, I guess. I'm like, are you guys intentionally making it more difficult to track the launches? And he's like, yeah, and expect it to get worse going forward. And we've already seen that because I'm just double checking. I hope you guys can see this well enough, but you can kind of see what we got going on. It's with bookings kind of up top here. Yeah, looks pretty good. We've got bookings up top here, and as you see, there was only 35 million, we'll call it 34 million worth of launch that was signed in the quarter. But that also, Neutron's, I guess, third launch, the U.S. Air Force, the re-entry mission, and that was announced in April. So we assume it to be signed in Q2, but then it's if you only have $34 million in Backlog at that time, that doesn't really line up, right? And hence the confusion, right? Because if you got 10 million already from that Kratos 1 mission, another 8.2 million from the NASA Vader Aspero mission, I mean, you're already halfway through. So they definitely didn't sell the Neutron for what's left over, 20 million, not even. So there's a little bit of a lack of clarity there. And all this to say is I'm the more that I'm kind of thinking that through, the more I'm kind of under the impression that this is a rideshare mission. Now, of course, it was announced in April, and I mean, it very well could have been signed in Q1, but we had the second IQPS batch of bulk orders. So, and on top of that, another 4 Electron signings. So if the Neutron's tucked in there, I mean, those numbers don't really line up either. So all this to say is, like, I'm more and more under the impression that this Air Force, the U.S. Air Force Research Laboratory reentry mission, that's got to be part of a rideshare. And then, like, yeah, going forward, it's going to get less and less clear in terms of, like, who's doing what, like with launches. Oh, the audio's choppy, I'm seeing. Not sure if I can do much more about that. Sorry. Hopefully it kind of cleans up as we go along here. Yes, Trader Twin Dad, like the high, like, yeah, yes, the off-camera stuff was bullish. Like, and definitely check out, like, everyone that was there. Like, obviously Vince, he just posted a like, I don't know if you call it an interview or conversation with Adam Spice and Frank Klein. I know he has some more with Peter Beck. And what's even cooler too is, like, it wasn't like we were, like, traveling around this little pack. It was like sometimes I was with Vince, sometimes I was with Francisco, sometimes Miss Iglesias. Like, we were all kind of like just mingling. And so I actually haven't seen any of what I think Dave and Matt posted or recorded some stuff with Peter Beck, for example. And it's like I heard little bits here, but I'm just as excited to hear about that kind of stuff. Like, it just seems like the more that I'm talking to the people there, the more that's like, hey, so and so said such, and it's just yeah, very bullish though. And I haven't seen. I know that Vince was going to kind of, like, stagger the releases. So I don't know if Peter's commentary on Neutron's debut has been posted yet. I won't spoil it, but, like, bullish. Very bullish. Were there any hints about growing backlog? Like, not entirely, but yeah, like, it's one of those things. Like, I'm not too concerned about that. Like, you saw it across Redwire, BlackSky, even other industries. Like, backlog will come when it comes. I'm not worried about that at all. I'm seeing again the audio's choppy. Like, is it like brutal, or is it, like, passable? I'm not sure what's going on. I've never had this issue. I'm not sure why like, I have a fan on me. Maybe that's the issue. I don't know. So my apologies. Hopefully it's somewhat, I don't know, legible. Okay, passable. Good. All right. So moving on from the backlog, and I apologize, I'm kind of reading as I go, so there will be a little bit of dead space, especially, you know, until Francisco arrives. It should be any minute. Backlog. All right. So next up, the lead engineer is one of the gentlemen that took us on. Well, they broke it into separate groups, and the tour guide for ours was the lead engineer for LC3, and I got the chance to ask him, because you guys remember this image here. This is, like, one of the original, like, we're moving to Virginia, this is what's happening next. This is one of the original images, and as you can see, it's, like, quite a bit different. Like, it doesn't zoom in too much more, but, like, you can see here, like, what the obvious stuff is. I mean, it looks so tiny in comparison now, but and quite a bit different, granted. But I asked him, because I remembered this photo, and I asked, like, I just called them rails. I'm sure there's a more technical term, but I said, like, is that still the plan to, like, have those rails on the site? And yeah, I mean, it doesn't do justice, but the tent was, like, roughly over here, kind of where this big tower-looking building is. And it wasn't, like, explicit. He didn't say, like, no, but he said, like, there are future plans for that type of a system. And he pointed to where the tent was, and he said, like, see right there? That's intentional. That's intentional that there's, like, only temporary items right there. So I actually think that it's going to be, and maybe they will keep this tower as, like, the kind of setup. And I don't know if they, like, have, like a big pad like this where they kind of, like, bring Electron over and then, like, elevator it up, or if there will be, like, that whole tower moves and there'll be, like, a crane inside the tower that, like, picks and drops, or how exactly that's going to work. I know the first Neutron is going to be that kind of like craned on top, and then I'm not sure going forward, like how long until we have like a new kind of system, or if it will always be a crane. But yeah, that'll be interesting to see. And I did mention it on Thursday's stream as well, but just like, man, everything on the site was just, it's done with such intention, and it's done with like financial responsibility as well. Like, for example, like they know that the tanks that are on site currently, they only have enough for one Neutron launch at any given time. So they don't have a third tank yet, but they have like everything, like the concrete laid for that third tank, and I think even a fourth tank in some situations. Like everything is so intentional, but it's not just like breaking the bank out of the gate. It's just like, I don't know, very, very financially responsible, as you come to expect from Rocket Lab. Very forward thinking, very, very responsible. Just the ideal company to be invested in, honestly. Davey boy, you are home. All right. I hope your trip was a little smoother than mine. I got held up again. Like the similar thing happened where I had to like go from one gate to the next, and then they just gave me no time in between, and I had to go through security. So I missed another flight. But the way I'm looking at it is it gave me another like 4 hours of uninterrupted workflow. It's not easy to get flow state in a household with 2 children under 3. So kind of made the best of it. Just reading through some comments here. Yes, sir. Yeah, exactly. And same thing. Usually, like my Saturday routine is like I come on the show and hang out. It would have felt a little empty this afternoon without you guys. So excited to come on. All right. So that was the Rails. Next question that we got a chance to ask, because I was unclear about, is like if Rocket Lab, like how the relationship works between who owns what between Rocket Lab and NASA. And the way that it was explained to us is like everything that is bolted down, like everything that could be moved if you needed to, is Rocket Labs, and the land underneath all belongs to NASA. And I guess we can kind of pivot into the barge, because that's a similar conversation that we had as well regarding the barge. Is like, does Rocket Lab own the barge out entirely, or is that like how does that work? And to make a long story short, the barge is leased, but then the fit up, like all the, like basically the stuff to make sure the ship doesn't blow up, that's going to cost Rocket Lab to the tune of $40 million. Whereas otherwise this might have been what, like 100 million plus, I'd imagine. Like I didn't even know what one of these barges goes for, but it's like a very big barge. It's actually like it's one of those things I was hoping to ask, but the conversation kind of moved away. But like this barge is like obnoxiously large. Like my understanding is it's on par with Blue Origin's, which is kind of crazy when you think of like the size difference. But again, maybe this is just Rocket Lab future-proofing themselves, or maybe it just made more sense. I'm not sure. But either way, cool to see. And that $40 million mark, it's stuff like that. Like it didn't feel very suitable to bring up on Thursdays, because like, what do you do with that? But you know, some numbers geeks like myself, we live for that kind of stuff. So I'm just checking to see if Francisco's here yet, because the next stuff kind of has to do with him. He must be getting held up a little bit. Oh, he says he's running very late, so might not be able to make it, unfortunately. But I mean, I'll give credit where it's due. There was like a I don't know how you say, like almost like a little magazine that was given out to all the attendees. And inside there was like a water bottle, T-shirt, patches, stickers. But Francisco was flipping through this booklet that was given out, and he noticed that there was a new launch dispenser that hasn't been announced before. So it says advanced multi-satellite deployment system maximizing payload capacity on any launch vehicle with precise programmable deployment. And he's under the impression that this is for Neutron. So I don't have too much to say to this, because this was like kind of completely out of left field. And it's not surprising. Like we saw the, what was it, the 5 NMS wheel? Like in January, I think it was just kind of like appeared out of nowhere. And Rocket Lab eventually announced like, yeah, this is what it is. This is I don't know if they announced who it's for, but I think it's I think it's out there somewhere who the customer is. But interesting scene nonetheless. So it's going to be interesting to see, like, is this for Neutron, or is this kind of like for a customer? Like, is this, do they have a specific customer in mind? So I guess we'll find out with that. Good. And then kind of moving along, I guess we'll move to the reaction wheel. Yes, Francisco is an OG, and he's like a super nice dude. Like, when my luggage didn't show up, like, it was like immediately, like almost without thought, he's like, "I have a shirt for you," and you might notice that little red flare that I had. That's Francisco's shirt, actually. So he just the kindest guy. Like, literally offered me his shirt. Like, I don't know, just says a lot about the guy. Also, he and I, we had like such an early morning. Like, it was honestly, like in hindsight, should have definitely got a later flight, but it worked out really well. Francisco, he was I think he was like 20 minutes away from LC3, whereas the Rocket Lab weekly crew, we got an Airbnb like pretty much between the airport and LC3. So it was like kind of an hour either direction. So we got like, so it wasn't too crazy from the airport in the morning, wasn't too crazy for LC3 coming back home. But we finished that that stream on Thursday. I think we finished like 10:15, 10:30. We had some technical hiccups, so it ran a little bit late. And then we went outside, we smoked some cigars, and by the time I was showered and went to bed, it was like 11:30, I think it was. And Francisco was there then at 1:30 to pick me up to go to the airport. So I was so out of it that I was just kind of like not even too worried about like, I thought I was just gonna fall asleep in the car, honestly. And then the more that Francisco and I were talking about like stuff at LC3, we're talking about Redwire, ASTS, like all the space stocks, and even like energy companies too. And like, it was an hour-long drive, and the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, oh man, I should have just been recording this. Like, it was podcast worthy for sure. But yeah, very nice guy, and I don't know, I can't say enough nice things about him. He should be here right away. He said he's going to go to his car to set up. So I won't move on to the next point until he's here, because the next one is like really cool. Scotto, are you planning to buy more Rocket Lab now that you are at the LC3 opening? And like, yeah, yeah, I am. I don't know what, like, it's one of those things. It's like, I don't want to say I'd love a pullback, because like, you know, I don't want to, you know, put that, I don't know. Selfishly, I do wish for a bit of a pullback. It's kind of a hard pill to swallow buying now, but like, man, it's, I don't know, maybe it's just like that, like honeymoon phase, but like, geez, like even talking with the Rocket Lab Weekly guys, because we're talking about like succession plans and whatnot. We're actually talking about Peter owning a helicopter and how some investors, that makes him really uncomfortable for obvious reasons. Like, you want to keep the guy safe, but you know, if something were to happen, God forbid, but like, I like after, especially after that visit, I'm so confident in Rocket Lab, because it's not just Peter Beck, it's like everybody behind the scenes, that it's just like, including that, you know, that lead engineer. Like, well, I don't even need to like start naming names, because I feel like I'm gonna like leave other people out, but I've just never felt more confident in the company. And like, you know, kind of to kind of pivot into Tesla, like there's a lot of like key man risk with Elon as well, and it's like, I don't really see that anymore. Like, sure, maybe 3-4 years ago, but at this point, I'm just like, no. Like, if something happened to Elon, if something happened to Peter, I feel completely confident. And like with the underlying team, I should say. And even like, you know, Adam, he's, you know, I don't want to, like, I think he's in his 50s, like later 50s, I believe. So it's like, when you think of like the future of Rocket Lab, like, you know, 10 years out, Adam's probably, hopefully, deservedly chilling on the beach, right? Like, it's, I don't know, I just feel super confident. And like, one thing I did notice as well, I'm sure you guys noticed too, is like, there are a lot of young people, like including that lead engineer, like he's got to be, I'm willing to bet he's younger than me. And to think of like the runway that those kind of people have ahead of them. It's like they're not going anywhere. You see it in their actions. You see it in their eyes. They're changing history, and like they know. I don't know. They know what they're doing there. They know their worth. They know their value, and it's just like whether Peter Beck is there directly or just passively. Like I'd imagine like late stage Peter just moves on to like a director type role or something. I don't know, but I just see a lot of people there with their heads on straight. Like there is no one person, even like, I'm looking around at like the kind of like grunt level workers, dare I say. And I'm just like, they all just seem so put together. And like, oh man, there's just nobody there that had an ego. Like literally, like I walked up to, well, whatever. There's just like nobody that I walked up to had like a kind of air about them of like, I'm too busy. Like, and it was kind of funny too, because it's like, you have like governors there, you have like Navy there, you have military there. And then you have like us, I don't know how many retail investors ended up arriving, but then there's like us just kind of like, I'm so out of place. I don't know. It was a lot of fun, but yes, I'm definitely, I don't know, I have a lot of conviction for Rocket Lab. Did you bring any merch back for us? I think you should ask Francisco about that one. Speaking of the devil, let's get him in. All right, I think he's coming on. Again, bear with me. I'm still new to this. Francisco,
I can hear you. Hello.
how you doing, man?
Like a trip right now. I pulled over because I was not going to make it on time. I'm going to the Miami airport.
Oh, sorry, you cut out there.
Yeah,
Where are you going to Miami?
Street merch. Hello.
You got a bit of lag there.
Hello. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I hear me. Oh, all right. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I got
sorry, you're in Miami?
Yeah, I'm going to the airport. I'm gonna wear this.
Nice.
I just met up with some people and I was dressed up, but I'm gonna throw the t-shirt on for the flight.
Nice.
I'm gonna get comfortable now. But yeah, I heard what you were saying. I agree with you 100%. Like the people there were so awesome. Man, I was thinking about that. I didn't sleep like a lot until like last night, and I woke up and I was talking to somebody. I was thinking about that. I was like, he's right. Like everybody was so approachable and everybody looked happy, like down to earth. It was crazy. You could talk to anybody, like you said, pretty much there. Like even the kid when we went up to, I said kid, he looked young, but we went up to the pad. Everybody was very friendly, right? The people that worked there, everybody tried to talk to you. It wasn't even like you trying to talk to them; they were trying to talk to you. And with Peter Beck and Spice and everybody, I felt like I had to be like, "Oh, thanks for your time," and like cut them off. But you cut them off because you want to be respectful of their time, so they can go talk to other people. It was just weird. It was an awesome experience, but like, it was crazy just to think the way that they act with us. Like it was crazy. And with you guys, I was very surprised. Like I think I was talking to Peter Beck, and Vince was walking by, and Peter Beck saw him. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing here? You're so far away from home." I'm like, "Oh, that's kind of cool." The whole experience was just amazing. They did a great job. Like, and not only them, but everybody. Like you said, the work there, the guys for the polishers. I mean, I talked to different people, and it was like, "Hey, how you doing?" Blah blah blah. It was cool, very cool.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But yeah, other than that, like, yeah, and meeting you guys, like, you were awesome. Like, Matt is just amazing, smiling the whole time. You guys got a good vibe to yourself. Like, Dave G, like Ed, Vince, amazing. And like Vince, I know Vince, like, I say thanks to him. Like, I know I was like a reserved, selected person, but I know that there were some people that wanted me there and was trying to like email like Rocket Lab. I don't know if that helped out. Well, who knows? But thanks to Vince and Matt Box, I know they sent emails and stuff. And yeah, I appreciate that.
It's funny too. Like I think we're all kind of in the same scenario where we're like, it's funny to have gone like talking to you guys for what, like a couple of years now, and I was all kind of being like a little bit like anxious or like, what are we going to talk about like after we do our initial introductions? But like oh yeah, we all like have everything in common. Like there's no shortage of good conversation that we all had. Is beautiful. It was awesome to meet you guys in person.
No, but it's true. Like we all, when we was having lunch afterwards, late lunch, we were all talking about the same thing. Like, yeah, we have like our families and friends like around home, but then we have our friends here,
Mhm.
like like people that you meet on X and through Rock Lab community. But then that's like your own friends for the community,
Mhm.
separated from like your friends from home and family and home. Like a lot of people don't even know that I do live with you guys and YouTube and stuff like that. Or my X account, like a lot of people from my regular family members and stuff like that, they're not on it. And like it's weird. Like a lot of them are not even interested, I think, to talk about Rock Lab and investing. So we have like our own group on X of investing in Rock Lab, like learning about space, and then you have your family members.
Mhm.
Like it's kind of cool though.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, I love it because we all think like the same way. I was like, oh wow, it's interesting that they say that because that's the same thing that I have.
Mhm. So a minute
It
ago, I
was
was
cool.
talking about
Yeah.
key man risk. Like, how are you feeling after visiting, after meeting everybody? Like, I don't even want to put it into the world, but like, if something happens to like Peter or any of those,
Oh
like
man.
anyone there, really, like, do you feel as worried as you might have before, or do you feel more
Oh,
convinced now about like the team as a whole?
I wouldn't be as worried as before when they were starting, but still, I think Peter Beck is just the head of that company. And like, if we lose Peter Beck, I mean, I don't know. I think it will sell off pretty big.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like it's still like we're in the beginnings of the company, so I think you still need like Peter Beck to be the head. I mean, even big companies when they lose somebody that big, you can see they start falling apart. So I
Mhm.
think Peter Beck's the one that keeps everybody together and like motivated and stuff like that. You need, and that's I was in the military and I've seen the change of commands, and you can tell the units how they change based on the commander. So you need the commander. Use the commander like Peter Beck. I see him as a great commander. And I have some generals that I work for, and they were like Peter Beck. They're awesome, easy to talk to. Like the same interactions that I have with him, everybody can talk to him. And then you have some that are not like that, and you can tell the morale in the unit is different. So yeah, Peter Beck is like the big piece of the puzzle. So yeah, yeah, I would say like Willis Peter it will be a big problem. It's we
Fair
started like in the starting of the company, I think, the beginnings. Yeah,
enough. Mhm. Yeah, I'd say like especially for like the next 5 years,
yeah,
like he's like
yeah.
imperative.
Yeah.
But like like full speed ahead. Like I know Peter
Yeah.
Beck would never retire, but
I'm getting closer.
like just not
Yeah.
yeah, very confident after that visit. That's for sure.
Yeah. Oh no, no, the confidence. Yeah, talking to them and like stuff like nice seeing that they make that the pad so beautiful.
Mhm.
And I was telling people, man, like even like here at home, like man, that was like amazing. That thing look in person, it looks even way.
Mhm, mhm. Oh, hold on. You still got audio?
How much? Yeah,
You might
disconnected.
have cut
Hello,
out there.
hello.
Oh,
Yeah, I
I
got
think yeah, you're
disconnected.
good again.
Give me a second.
But yeah, that launch pad.
Hello. Okay, I got you back. Yeah, sorry.
Okay,
The mic. I'm trying
cool.
to get somewhere. Yeah, so
But yeah, that finish on the launch pad is
right,
beautiful.
and it looks bigger, I think, in person, and like it looks better. Like when you walk to it and you look at this whole thing, it looks beautiful. It looks like a beautiful building in New York City.
Mhm,
That's what I think of. Like you see that big, beautiful building. That's what I was looking at. It's just really amazing.
mhm, mhm. So I brought up already the that new dispenser.
Yeah,
You're under the impression
yeah.
that this is for Neutron?
I think so. Cause like, what do you think? I just remember I was telling you like, oh, we never looked at it because we were just so amazed about everything else. But I'm like, oh, the pictures in this thing, they are pretty cool. Like, and like when I got home, I finally sat down and started looking at it. I'm like, oh, this is new. That's not on their website. So my guess is that that's for Neutron, and they're gonna use it. Maybe like if another company wants to use it on a Falcon 9 or something like that, ULA,
Mhm.
or they can make a smaller one. But I don't know if other companies will use it just because everybody seems to make their own. I don't know
True.
if
Yeah.
there's a big market for that. It's good that they have the option,
Mhm.
but I think that's definitely for Neutron. They didn't have it for I mean, Electron is so small, that I don't see the need to put something like that. I mean, how many satellites can Electron really carry?
Mhm.
Whatever they can carry, they already have a setup with Photon and whatever setup they have. It's been working.
Yeah, I was saying earlier as well, like, I wonder if we do get like a proper announcement here, because that happened with that 5 NMS wheel where it just kind of
Right.
appeared on their site one day, and it wasn't until I think 2 or 3 months later when they're just like, boom, this is what's going on. And I think,
Yeah.
actually, no, I know Peter Beck even mentioned like it was built with a customer in mind.
Right. Yeah, he said that it was for a customer in mind. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same thing with that. So what do you think? That for me, that's for Neutron. It has to be, and it's good that I found that because I'm like, oh yeah, they already have that. 'Cause, I mean, you will think that if Neutron is almost on the pad, according to Sean, it's gonna be on the pad. What he said, like November. So that's like in a month or 2 months. In 2 months. So if it's gonna be on the pad in 2 months, like, they have to have something like that already built up to put satellites on it.
Mm-hmm. And okay, so next question before we move on, what's your impression of like what's going on Neutron? Like there was a comment a while back, like is there going to be I can't remember the exact terminology, but basically the response was there's not going to be a customer payload on the first Neutron launch. But I'm kind of like really fixated on like customers. I'm like, well, hold on, does that mean no payload or like no customer payload?
Right.
So what's your take? Are we getting like a flatellite? Are we going to
For
Venus?
me,
like, what's
I said this even back in February. For me, they're going to use it for flatellite. And this is my reasoning. Peter Beck is not going to waste a whole rocket. And he said in the February call, like, it's time to be bold. They're not going to waste a whole Neutron, I think, without at least putting something in it. I just don't see it happening. I mean, think about it. Like, we are behind a little bit if you think about it on the satellite constellation kind of thing. If you really want to push it, I think you have to go for it. I mean, I will 100% go for that.
I heard a rumor a while back too that apparently it was referred to as a bird. There's a bird in Virginia with the intent of being on the first Neutron. Like, so I don't know if that's like insider terminology or like by bird you just mean flatellite or just like any satellite, or is it like something in particular? It's
yeah. Well, I'm assuming that about bird they're talking about. I mean, we used to call birds fighter jets or like regular airplanes, so it could be the rocket. But I'm assuming what they're talking about, is that a satellite. So if that's the case, I think it will be a flatellite. I don't see why it would be something
makes
else.
a lot of sense, especially like those
they
first.
They have to.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, we got to move on to my favorite piece of news. The reaction wheel. So I heard a rumor. It was probably like 6 months to a year ago. I don't want to get anyone in trouble, but they heard from someone at Rocket Lab that they're designing or building a larger reaction wheel that was capable of up to 1,000 kilograms for MEO and GEO. Oh, you okay? Yeah. And then, to my surprise, it turns out that it's not necessarily a new wheel. It's just the 12 NMS just got an upgrade. So like
it's like an upgrade.
Yeah, like the original is designed for masses as high as 600 to 650 kg, and this one, our largest reaction wheel with radiation resilience, flight heritage, and high volume manufacturing capability, so 2,000 plus per year. This is suitable for 400 to 1,000 plus kg spacecraft missions to LEO, MEO, and GEO. Crazy. Like, what?
That's very crazy. I saw that and I'm like, what? Wait a second. So they gave us like a few nuggets there. Nobody cut that. I was sitting at home trying to go to sleep and I opened the little medicine they gave us. I'm like, wait a second, what is this? I haven't seen that on the website. And I went to the website right away. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a new one. But they even make it look beautiful now. So like, look at the design now. They put some curves on the top. Like, it's definitely an upgrade. But that from going from 600 to 1,000 plus, that's a big upgrade. So that's probably the one that they were telling you. Yeah, it's a huge upgrade. And then like you said, Geo, like which like, have you seen? I haven't read the whole thing, but Trent found something about Rocket Lab and Geo. You know what that is
I
about?
only saw it
I saw that he
briefly.
made a post.
Yeah, I haven't got a chance to dig in, but it sounds like there's like either a new order or an expanded order.
Yeah. That's interesting. But I mean, I love I love reaction wheels too, just as you do. And I'm always looking at anytime they post a satellite, any company, L3 Harris, Lockheed, whatever. I'm always looking to see if I can find a reaction wheel or something, which I have in the past. Yeah, like Astroscale. I know they're using reaction wheels from Rocket Lab, and actually they're using the 5 NMS.
I was just going to ask. That was Astroscale with the new 5, right?
Yes, they're using the new 5. The CEO actually personally mailed me saying that they're moving to the new 5.
Oh, nice.
He said that they were using the smaller one, but they're moving with their new satellites. They're moving to the.
You should try emailing Amazon
that was cool.
See if you get a response from them.
I know. I mean, I get people to do something with their. I have emailed even Rocket, I believe it or not. Like, hey, website, something's outdated. Can you update? I emailed Hypersonics because their stuff was so outdated, saying that their haste, so the DART, the hypersonic aircraft was going to launch in the Q1, but they never updated it. And like 3 weeks ago, I like asked them about it, and I guess now they updated their website, but it says that Q4, I think, is what they have now, which is not good for us, but whatever.
And that makes you wonder.
It looks like they pushed it.
So we had, I think it was on the Q2 call. There's 3 more haste launches in this year still, right? And I was under the impression that this next one is going to be. I'm just trying to find it right now. Yeah, Steven, I haven't even changed it yet. But I was under the impression that Leidos was going to be. Yeah. Oh, no, sorry. I was under the impression that Hypersonics was going to be this next one because of the Q1 comments.
Yeah,
so
but not anymore.
This missing Jake mission, it must be Leidos, right? It's kind of all that really lines up anymore. So hopefully that's this quarter still. I mean, it was supposed to. It's almost 2 months now since we first saw it at Wallops. It's still missing. There's one guy there I was really hoping to speak to because he would definitely know the answer what happened to it, but I didn't get a chance to.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to say hi to him too. He looked pretty busy, but he's in charge, I think, of a lot of fun stuff there. Yeah, I saw him, but yeah, we didn't get a chance to talk to him. Did the other guys got a chance to talk to him? He was there.
I don't know if anybody really got a chance to talk to him. He was talking with some of those like officials and stuff.
Yeah,
so I didn't want to approach lowly retail investor interrupting like contract negotiations or something.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. We're talking about the guy is the one that was giving Maddie a tour, right?
Like, no, I'm talking Brian Rogers. I think he does.
Oh, Rogers.
Yeah.
But like, cool. What do you think about the reaction to this stuff?
I mean, cool, interesting, and like, I don't know what to think of it honestly, because I thought this like line was just for like one customer, but now I'm like, is there like multiple configurations? Because when this first came out, there's 2 varieties, and they both had the same like mass capacity, but one was like hardened for radiation, and the other was just kind of more standardized. Right. And over time, they phased out the like standard version, so it's just only the rad hard versions that exist. So I was like, okay, simplify the process.
Right. You remember like a few months back, they posted a picture of like a lady like packaging like parking lot. Sorry, they had like a lady putting all their reactions wheel. The one on the top of the picture, putting it in boxes. So I wonder who they were delivering those to. Maybe they already finished that contract and like delivered those, and now they have the new one. I don't know.
It could be.
Whoever that big contract was, it looked like it was the one for the smaller one, for the 600, the 600 one.
I'm not too sure. I was under the impression it was the like the big customer, just because it was like I think 3 pallets were in the picture, so I was like, oh, this must be like a high volume one. But then I don't know, man. I'm not too sure. I'm kind of surprised we haven't heard more of that yet.
I have one. It's like, And too bad that we didn't look into the magazine that Buzz when we was writing. I'm like, oh look, we look at some pictures and then we closed it because we were so excited. If we would have found this out, it would have been amazing to ask them about this stuff.
Oh yeah, there's so much like like even like some of the people there, I didn't expect to be there, and I would have been like, oh, if I would have known they were there, I would have asked this, this, and this. But like, you're kind of like caught in the moment. You're like, oh, I didn't think I'd be able to talk to so and so. So I don't know, whatever. Still a great visit. You're getting a little choppy. I think you're underground.
Enjoy the moment. I didn't want it to walk around with. Yeah. Yeah, I'm in the parking lot, so I'm probably gonna lose you.
Ah, okay. Well, I'll try bringing up the Nikon stuff.
Yeah,
so in June this year, there was this press release, I guess. Rocket Lab reserves 2 next-gen ultra-large format Nikon SLM solution metal 3D printers, and this kind of like flew under the radar because I'm like, I didn't know what exactly it was for.
That's
like,
right.
Is this? I'm not familiar. I'm like, is this for like printing spacecraft pieces, or is this for like I didn't know really what to think of it. And if you're still there, are you able to kind of share what you were told? You got a chance to ask about this, right?
What happened here? Hello?
Hey.
Hello? I don't know what happened. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You're kind of cutting in and out, though.
Yeah, I'm in a garage and my thing got disconnected. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Hello?
Hey.
I lost. Just driving circles in a garage here. Sorry.
No worries.
Can you hear me?
All concrete. I can.
Can you hear me?
Not very well. You're kind of cutting in and out.
Give me 1 second though. Like, well, what? And I can hear you talking. I just gotta park real quick and like get a signal somewhere.
Okay, all good. But yeah, I wasn't clear. Like, if this announcement for the Nikon printers, like, is that for like what exactly? And Francisco, you had a chance to ask about it, and essentially what you were told is like, instead of like essentially it's going to eliminate 7 different parts all at once, right?
Right.
And that's for which part of the Archimedes?
Right. He said for the what the exhaust chamber was what he said. Oh no, not exhaust.
Might have lost you again. Yeah, not the greatest connection.
I just got to the airport. Can you hear me? Like, I'm trying to figure this out.
All good. It's just kind of cutting in and out still, but not the worst.
Let me park real quick now. I made it upstairs. Let me connect to my Sonos again.
Okay. I'm just looking back on our old messages.
Hello.
There's a mention that the printers are for the thrust chamber.
Yeah, I think that's what they said. So I have to get out of the car. I think it's going to remove 7 parts from the thrust chamber. I believe that's what it was.
That's great. And if you kind of look at the Archimedes here, this was posted up in the tent that the. Actually, I think that you might have been able to see it. I think it would have been off to stage right or stage left during the presentation. But you can see here there was a serial number 5 on here. But
right.
I asked about that. I'm like, is that an engine that's been fired? Like, has there been 5 different firings? And I was basically told, like, don't get too hung up on the serial number being number 5. That's like kind of a Frankenstein engine. So it's basically the parts that might not be able to be used again, but they kind of like haul it around to kind of show off to investors or whoever. But like, basically, they said, like, every single little red, I don't know what you call that, like input or node, whatever you want to call that. Every single little one of those is going to get phased out over time because once the testing is complete, well, you don't need to test anymore. So you can imagine like everything is going to become so much more like fluid and streamlined and just beautiful overall. Like, you even saw that difference between the first couple engines between like the more recent ones. It's already looking so much better.
Oh, it looks amazing.
That much more with its printers.
I agree. When I walked there, and I'm like, oh my god, this thing looks really beautiful when you actually right next to it.
Hmm.
Like it looks amazing. Like but yeah, but what you was asking, I was cutting off. Like you made it to the top of the parking lot. It's the trust chamber that Peter Beck said that the Nikon printers that they have a contract with, they're gonna remove 7 parts. So obviously that's gonna reduce the time to build, and obviously reduce the parts. It's gonna be really cool.
Hmm.
And yeah, and I mean, he was happy with it. He said that those printers are going to be the biggest that Nikon ever built. So they're getting something kind of like custom made, I guess. That's when like Tesla orders those mega sealers, whatever they call them, those big printers.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's kind of like what RKLB did here. They ordered these printers from Nikon, like to make the biggest printers they ever made. So that's kind of cool.
Hmm. And then like I said, I was kind of hung up on like serial number 5 and like has this engine tested before, but and I'm not sure if the person was speaking literally, but they did mention, I can't remember if they said a couple handfuls or a couple dozen engines.
Yeah.
So I'm like, does that
Yeah.
literally mean that they're at like engine 20 to 24? Or is that just,
No,
is he exaggerating? I wasn't sure to take
I,
it
I
face value or not. What do you think?
I get it. When I got there, and I was the first thing, Scotto, that I did was look for the number. There was the guy there. I know the guy's the guy from Retail Investors. The one he's like, oh, the number is serial number Jeremy. He's like serial number 5. I'm like, damn, that's good. I thought the same thing that you was thinking. I'm like, that means they're like way over 20. They have to be. I'm like, this is good. This is serial number 5, and it looks that great. But then they say it's a Frankenstein engine, like you said. They got parts that are probably newer, yeah. But it's an amazing engine. I think it looks really good in person. But they have to have like at least 20. You would think, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they say they like after they were done there, they were going to fly to Stennis to test some engines and see how that was going.
Yeah, it
So that
sounded
was
like the whole team was going there after.
You're right. Yeah, it sounded like all of them were going. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I would imagine full qualification must be like pretty soon, like in the next, I mean, it has to be in the next couple months for sure.
I mean, it should be because Sean said that the stage 2 is already on a boat, like on a barge, like heading over to Wallops, right? I don't know if you had a chance to read that. Like, I made a post of it. Somebody posted it. I think the Rock Lab guy posted that and reposted it with the main information. And he said that they already have the stage 2 heading over to the pad area, I guess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like everything sounds like it's going to be there in November, and it sounds like it's going to be, knock on wood, but a pretty quick setup because everything is already going to be kind of configured at other locations. So by the time that over there, it's like, okay, we know exactly where the bolts go, put it together, and let's go. Exactly.
Sounded like everything's going to be put together in November. Yeah. I mean, he said that. I know that that's the date that he mentioned to see like everything should be ready by November, which is good.
Oh yeah, and I asked Peter. I can't remember if I said this already. Apologies if I have, but I asked because there was the clearance for kedging, and I'm like, is this first one getting kedged in? And no. He said that's just arriving on a barge. So it sounds like there's not even going to be that issue of like getting through all that muck. Because like, yeah, you look around, it's like all marshland, and I'm like, oh, I see how that could be an issue. Oh, and before I forget, on our way from the we took buses from the integration facility into LC3, and on the way over, I think everyone was so like busy looking off in the distance of like, oh, there's the water towers, but I'm like, no, look, like right here. There's like all this equipment around that bridge. I'm like, there's like steel beams. They're already like well under construction. I'm like, this is exactly where Neutron is going to come through. Like they're very well, I shouldn't say very far, but I'm like, all the parts are there. Like they're clearly expanding that bridge to for the next step.
That's a great point. And it was a lot of parts too. It was a lot of metal beams like all over the road, like on the side of the road. It was not like one or two. It was a lot of them all around all around the road.
Oh yeah.
That's a great But didn't they say also that the first one they're gonna bring it through like pretty much through the ocean, right? He said they were gonna bring it on the other side.
I think
I'm
so.
like, oh, that means they're gonna bring it on the ocean side. That's the other side.
I guess so. They must be.
Yeah,
I can't.
And then they remember the engineer. I don't know who talked to him, but I don't know if it was you or Ben's. But they told him that they are gonna build like a strong back. You got information on that?
Like kind of like I brought this picture up. I don't know if you can see it, but I was kind of talking about those rails and
Yeah,
how
yeah.
and I'm like, well, is that tower? Is that like the strong back? And also like, is it going to be like elevated up and then brought over, or is it going to be like a crane inside that tower and the whole thing kind of
That's what I
brings it
was
over?
gonna ask you, because how do you think they're gonna lift out there? Because that crane thing, like housing, whatever that is, on the tracks, when I'm assuming that's a strong back, it's gonna bring it to the pad. But then you need an elevator or a crane, something to bring that to that pad. And that pad is kind of it's high. It's high up there. What was it, like 3, 4 stories high?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it is big.
So, so I wonder how. Yeah, I've been thinking about that. How are they gonna bring it up?
I mean, it's got to be a crane, but then at the same
Yeah.
time, like, granted, there's like a lot missing from this picture, but I'm like, how is this one even standing there? Like, how does that get there? Is that
Right.
I'm under the impression that this whole tower is going to end up sliding back and forth.
Yeah, I think so.
Can't wait to see
Oh, but
that.
yeah, the first one looks like they're gonna try to do that, like bring it from the ocean side, and I don't know how they're gonna put it on the pad. But then apparently, like what the engineer was saying, is that they're gonna have the strong backbone on the opposite side, by the land side. So
Mhm.
I don't know. This is pretty much outdated based on what we've seen.
Well, yeah, even that newer image from that magazine, it has it kind of like shooting out the other direction, but like I think it was just more for illustrative purposes to get like the water tower in the background, because the way it was
Right.
explained, like the rails aren't going that direction. So
Yeah.
I think that was more just more just for make it look cool, I guess. But
Yeah. They
that
put the rail.
sounds like. Oh, go ahead.
No, you're right. The rails were on that side, but there's obviously pipes and tanks on that side, so it has to be on the opposite side of the ocean of that track. That's all. I think that's where it's gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah, but that's it. Yeah, it's so much. I still haven't had a chance to sit and watch all the videos from Vince and Dave and like and read some stuff. I'm been on the go.
Mhm.
I was able to catch up on some sleep, but I haven't been able to look through the data and read some
Oh no,
stuff.
I can't wait to. I was saying earlier in the stream, like I can't wait because there's like conversations with Dave and Matt, for example. They had a whole conversation with Peter Beck that I caught, like they told bits and pieces, but I'm like, I want to see that too. Like there's so much information coming out. It's so cool.
Yeah, because it was crazy. Like they were like pretty much just hanging out. They were hanging out. Like Peter Beck was on this area, Sean was over there, like Adam Spice was here, and pretty much everybody was just rotating like a big old barbecue in somebody's backyard.
Yeah.
And you just go say hi to somebody and like, hey, how you doing? You talk to them for a little bit, and you're like, oh, there's my other buddy over there. Let me go say hi. And you
Yeah.
talk to Adam Spice for a little bit, then you come around again and talk to Peter. It was kind of cool. I really loved that.
Yeah, it was really cool. And like you were
I'm
saying earlier, like you have these conversations and like you don't want to take too much time. So you're like, okay, wrap it up, thank you. And like you turn the cameras off and they're just kind of like, all right, so like where are you guys going? Like in more conversations. I'm like, are we supposed to be filming? Like we're just still chilling with them. Like it was very cool. And like even to be like approached by certain people, I'm like, dude, like go talk to the important people. Get out of here.
Yeah, but like you said before, like I talked to some employees and I was having really cool conversations with them, and like on the side, I'm like, I never thought about recording anything though. I'm like, damn it, I messed up. I should record some stuff. But
Yeah,
I was just in the moment, and living the experience, and I really enjoyed it.
Absolutely, yeah, and I saw Vince and Mrs. Iglesias filming, and I'm like,
Yeah,
they got it, they're good. I'm just gonna, just enjoy it.
Miss Iglesias did a wonderful job. I can't wait for her to like edit all her stuff, because she pretty much recorded the whole entire time.
Yeah.
That's gonna be amazing what she got on that footage. Yeah, I can't wait.
She was like doing like I hope she just does like a little. I think she mentioned like a little mini documentary of the trip.
Yes.
And I really hope she does. Like she even has had these videos of like because like you're kind of out in the middle of nowhere, right? So she took these like long, I think she said 2 or 3 hour exposures of the night sky, and I'm like, yeah, that is, do something with that. It's just cool.
Yeah. Oh no,
So
that's
much
true.
footage.
We were out in the middle of nowhere. When I went to pick you up, I'm like, dude, I'm afraid that I'm gonna get killed out here. An animal's gonna jump out of nowhere.
I know.
It was so dark and out in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, she's right. Like you look up and you see all the stars that I don't get to see here in Florida. But you see pretty much like so much stuff on the sky out there. So that was a great idea. She's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait to see her stuff.
Yeah.
Francisco,
Well, Scott, I
was just
I
going to
really
ask
have
how
to
you doing
run.
for time. Yeah, you got to head out?
Yeah, I'm here at the parking lot. I got to park and I got to go check in. So I have to go through TSA right now. Security and
All good,
catch my
man.
flight. I'm going to miss my flight.
All good, man. Thanks for coming on. Let's catch
Nah,
up soon.
nah, nice talking to you, man. Thanks for having me. Yeah, well, definitely, like, you can invite me whatever you can. Like, if I have time, I'll jump in.
Yeah, sounds great, man. Looking forward to it.
Again, nice to meet you, man. It was great to meet you in person. I mean, awesome, man. You guys do a great job. Really love meeting everybody.
Absolutely. Looking forward to the next time.
Yeah, awesome. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the holidays, everybody.
Will do. Cheers.
It's a holiday weekend here. We all got a long weekend here in Florida. I mean, in the
Beauty.
United States.
Beauty.
Yeah.
Make the best of it, man.
All right, Scott. See you later.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Awesome. Love that guy. All right. So that was actually pretty much perfect time. We do had a couple little bits of not so crucial Rocket Lab news, but we'll still go over it. So on the flight yesterday, I was going through some of Firefly's stuff from like their S1 or whatever kind of documents that that I just hadn't quite got to yet. Let me bring it up here. Where are we? So they did highlight a number of the contracts in backlog, and previously, hopefully you guys can see, I think it's pretty legible. You can see Victus Haze here. This was originally going to be a November 2025 launch, but it looks like it's going to be 2026. So just recently, Alpha is good to go. It's green for launch again, and it looks like their Alpha launch number 7. That's going to be the tax set for Lockheed Martin. That's still planned for this year, and like, man, I don't know. Might be their final launch of the year, I'd imagine. Maybe they get one more off. I'm not too sure, but the kind of Rocket Lab adjacent news there is Victus Haze is now a 2026 item. So if we, I guess we can kind of go through the list here. It's somewhere. Victus Haze right there. Also, what a cool logo. It showed up in one of those like those promo videos. It was actually on some guy's shirt. I had to extract it and put it in the tracker, but it's, yeah, pretty neat. But yeah, all in all, a little bit of a delay on Victus Haze, which is kind of not too surprising. Honestly, like makes me feel a little bit better that it's not Firefly's next launch, because we've seen their track record so far, and I'm not trying to talk trash or anything. It just is what it is, right? So if they get a successful launch under their belt, this next one, number 7, that'd be cool. Make me feel a little bit better having a, just a little bit of a better track record. So wishing them the best, of course. And then finally, I guess last piece of news. So I'll put out, if you guys have any questions, fire away, and then we'll go over this last piece of news, and then probably sign off after that. But yesterday we did get a series of Form 4s. I haven't really had a chance to look over them, so I figured we just might as well do it now together. From my understanding at a quick glance is these are all restricted stock units. So we'll just kind of double check that. So we have Director Alexander Slusky. Looks like some RSUs. So nothing of too much of consequence, but interesting nonetheless. I'm not exactly sure. I'll get all the numbers and put something up proper after the show. So I'm not sure about like percentage ownership increase or anything like that. Let's kind of go down the list. So we have Edward Frank, more RSUs, 150,000 shares now, and that's directly owned. We'll hop back to Alex for a quick sec. He has 124,000, we'll call it directly owned, and then 534 that are indirectly owned or indirectly handled. Like, I don't know how you. I guess, yeah, indirectly owned by Abalone Cove Triple LP. Hopping back over, we had John Olson, another director. More RSUs, 463,000. Another director, Kenneth Possenbright, I believe. It's up to 94,000 shares. Merlene St. Hill, she was actually there as well. I didn't get a chance to talk to her, but she seemed very upbeat, very positive, and good energy about her for sure. She was actually kind of cracking the whip on Adam because Adam was talking to us for too long. So she just was like, "You want to keep your job, do your round." So we're like, "All right, we'll let him go." So yeah, Merlene St. Hill, 424,000 shares, and finally Nina Armagno, more RSUs, 163,000 total. So let me just kind of check the chat here, see how you guys are doing. That's more or less it for the episode. Yes, sir. Happy to be here. Oh, I'll put on a nicer background too. Oh, not that one. There we go. I'm curious to hear how you guys are thinking of Rocket Lab after seeing everything. Like, are you? I'd imagine pretty bullish. Hey, what up, Nev? Will Rocket Lab go above 50 next week? I don't know. I'm very curious to see what happens with Rocket Lab over the next bit. Because, like, yeah, you could make the argument it's overvalued, overstretched, but I'm like, I don't know, man. I think there's a lot. I mean, there is a lot happening in the next very short period. And I think once someone there mentioned, and I kind of mentioned this on the weekly. Somebody mentioned, like, there's going to be pieces there are pieces that are already in Virginia that are going to be starting to be slotted together, and at that point, it's going to be like you can't hide it anymore. And he said, like, in the next couple or few weeks, that it's going to be like that. So I mean, anyone in Virginia, just drive around, and apparently you're going to start to see pieces being put together. I asked one of the chats, Captain D2 earlier. I was like, "What's this little ring down here?" I'm not sure. Oh, sorry. Let me get that off the screen. As I was asking, like, "What's this little ring down here?" And here, let me just double check. I don't want to give misinformation, but I think it's related to the second stage. Yeah. So Captain D2 and Jacob, you guys know Jacob. They have predicted it to be the second stage test stand for the static fires. Oh wait, but he's starting to think it's not that at all. Okay, so maybe this is for the second stage. I'll have to get back to you guys on that. Interesting. There was also, like, a large stand behind the integration facility that it looked like this ring would kind of slot on top, but the one in the back was like, it was probably 2 stories high. And I'm not sure the intent of it. It didn't look, well, I don't know. I'm not too sure what to think of it. Like, it didn't look big enough to be for the Neutron, but maybe it's for the second stage or something. I'm not too sure what it was, but it was like a massive ringed structure. I probably have a picture somewhere, or I mean, somebody has a picture out there. I know it definitely exists. Yeah. I'm not going to comment on that one, Dave. I've learned it's best to avoid talking about ASTS. All right. I think that might be it for the episode. So let me just double check, make sure that I didn't miss anything. Yeah, cool. Well, guys, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure to check out Vince and Dave's interviews, Mrs. Iglesias' channel. Like, honestly, everybody who's there, well worth your follow, well worth your interest. And I mean, yeah, it's like just an incredible experience. And, like, to say that I couldn't have done it without you guys is an understatement. And like, I feel so, I don't know, humbled to like be like, let's call it how it is. I'm the small fish of the group. And, like, so not only am I, like, one of the smaller retail investors at this event, but, like, with the Rocket Lab weekly crew, they just like Vince and Matt, they just took me under their wing, and it's just been, I don't know, I'm like lost for words. I guess just thank you guys. Like, it's an honor to, dare I say, like, kind of represent the group, not exclusively, of course, but to be there as, like, one of the faces there. Is just, it worked out. But thank you guys for being here, and I'm looking forward to the next 100 episodes. So signing off, have an awesome day, have an awesome weekend, and take care.